My hope is that we get white this time. We've had two black games, so law of averages. Hopefully, we do get a white game. This is the third game in a row I have it set up for white. We have yet to get a single white game on the board, and I honestly really do not want to have to spin this whole thing around again. So I'm really hoping that we get white this time. And if we get e4, e5, I've been playing the Mackenzie Roy Lopez, which I find very fun. We would have seen that on. Hey, come on, Pup. Oh, you get. That's a good girl. Would have seen that on the Blitz stream, where we play Face to Berlin, and I was unable to actually find my games in the database. LiChess has been a little bit weird the last few days, so just going to kind of put it down to that. But we won again, and oh, here we go. Black. No. Surely not. Surely not. 3 black in a row? That cannot be. Okay, well, I have been playing this symmetrical English. This is incredible. I cannot believe we are playing black 3 times in a row. Okay, I'm going to very quickly flip this board around. Okay, I'm going to have to check the framing again. There has to be something up with that. There has to be something wrong that we are getting black. That's actually not framed not too badly. Okay, Pop wants to come up. She's going to help us play against the English. Okay. All right. I guess. No. Okay. Connected. Pair. Okay, there we go. That seems to be. Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, they're going to play a Botvinnik setup or something similar. So this might actually transition into more sort of familiar Sicilian territory for us. Maybe a Marózcy Bind. Okay. Marózcy Bind it is. What's this all about, huh? What's this all about, Pup? Okay. The unfortunate thing is this isn't actually the move order that I like for the Marózcy Bind, because they get the bishop out. It isn't my preferred move order for the Marózcy Bind, so this is going to be the main line Marózcy. Okay. I think I'm going to play d6. I want to play knight to f6, but then I am worried about knight takes c6 and then e5. So I'm going to play d6. You haven't suggested a single move. I know. Not one move. Let's here. I'm just wondering if there's any value. Hey, pup, you want to go down? There you go, sweetie. I'm just curious if there is any value here in knight to g4. For instance, if they play queen to d2, knight g4, queen d2, castle. There is the trick where if they try to play bishop h6 immediately, that fails because of bishop takes h6, queen takes, and then we take the knight in the center of the board. But the issue is they may not fall for it, and they can just take the knight first. Okay, plays bishop there. That takes away our knight to g4 idea. Okay. I think we castle. We can also avoid... okay, we do have the possibility of playing knight to e5 a little later if we can attack the c4 pawn one more time. So let's castle for now. See what our opponent does. I am assuming it will be kingside castle in this position. Lucan, 2015, 1989, castles, there we go. Now, we have to decide what we would like to do. You see, the issue with knight to e5 immediately is f4. Can we meet f4? Yes, we can meet f4 with knight e to g4. Bishop takes. Knight takes. And hey man, I've only been playing chess a couple of years. I think I started probably about 2.5 years ago. I first looked at it. Obviously, I knew the rules from whenever I was younger and stuff. Well, I knew some of the rules. I didn't know about en passant, didn't know about queenside castle, and some of the more esoteric rules like that. But I only really started playing, I played a little bit online, realized I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and spent a little time learning the game, and then I think started playing some online games round about September 2023, I think. So about 2.5 years roughly. Okay. Knight e5, f4, knight e to g4, bishop takes. If we take with the bishop, he moves the queen. and he can kick the bishop away later with h3. Whereas if we play knight to so knight e5, f4, knight to g4, knight e to g4, bishop takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop to d2, and then I'm kind of unsure what this bishop is doing, although we can play e5, f takes e5, knight takes. Okay. Okay, maybe instead we just play bishop to c or to d7 for now. Develop our last remaining piece. We can bring the a rook onto the c file, and yeah, okay. You see, I'm not actually 100% sure of what to do here, but let's play this. Yeah, man. Look, how long have you been playing? How long have you been playing, man? In the beginning, I like, don't get me wrong, I love opening, so I'm the last person that you should take advice from in this regard, but okay. So I am the last person that you should take advice from in this regard. But if you just stick to like basic opening principles at the very beginning, you will get quite far, like further than you think you might. Okay, thinking of developing this rook now. Unsure. There's a possibility that they want to play b4, which they're trying to support with the knight. I'm gonna have to put this dog in her cage soon if she doesn't settle down. Do we want to stop b4? If we play, I think we'll be okay. If we play rook to c8, and then if they do push b4, we can play a6. Okay, let's play that. Let's just get our rook into the game. 2 seconds, everybody. I'm just going to put this dog in her cage. Come on. In terms of the board, hold on, let me just double check to make sure the mic didn't get disconnected. There. 1, 2. Seems to be okay. In terms of time control, classical time control is my favorite. I love classical chess anyway. So that isn't so much of an issue for me. I did have a couple of test games with on chess.com playing 15 plus 10, and I felt even with that you were at a slight disadvantage when it came to time pressure later on in the game. So I am just going to, h6 is a little bit of a nothing move. It's a little bit of a nothing move. Now, typically in these sort of Marózcy Bind sort of structures, queen f5 is a lot of the times a good move to play now. If that was to force them to play bishop to d2, I'd be very happy about that. We can also revisit knight to e5. But I think that will be stronger once we play queen to a5, because if that forces the queen, then whenever we play, oh, what if we play it first and they play b6 or b3, sorry. So knight to e5, b3, now queen to a5. Okay. Okay. That looks kind of good. So let's do it. Let's try it. We are down a good bit on the clock here. We are down a good bit on the clock. F4 loses a pawn, but that pawn may be able to be sacrificed. Although I'm seeing now, if they play f4 and we play knight takes c4, they have to either take the knight or lose the bishop, or the dark square bishop. Okay. There we go. This is kind of what we were playing for. Now the knight is undefended. Now the knight is undefended. So let's play queen to a5. Okay, we need to make up some time. Now the great thing is that this knight on e5 can just return. We basically just, we're trying to get a favorable move order. That knight to c2 move is quite bad because usually this knight is defended by the queen on d2 and the a rook on c1. That's sort of typical way that this is being played. Now they can either move the knight to d5, knight d5, does open up the long square diagonal and also relinquishes control of the e4 pawn. So we win a pawn there. We win a pawn. Okay, defends with the queen. Sure. No, that's too many moves. Queen, this is funny. I don't think it actually wins any material. It's just kind of fancy for the sake of being fancy. Queen takes, knight to f3 check, bishop takes, knight, he can take knight, he can't take the knight, he can take the bishop. We've already given away our queen. So that sucks. Okay. Just trying to see. If we play knight takes e4, queen takes, bishop, or rook takes. Now I think would be a good time to bring this knight back. It prevents this knight coming in here. It also prevents, because I'm just realizing they can play b4, it also amps up the pressure along the diagonal by clearing some of these knights out of the way. So let's move Seabiscuit to c6. I have a feeling there's going to be something incredibly tactical here. Pawn here, 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 here. That's too many pieces. Okay, let's just move back. Dwayne, how do you find in the Chessnut board? I like playing on a physical board, and while this was very expensive, I did sell my old I sold my old Chessnut board, just one where you had to move the pieces yourself, which didn't really give me what I was after, really. Okay, they play f4. I see. Right. That's going to be 2 pieces for a rook. I don't think I want that. I'd love to get this knight out of the way. I would love to get this knight out of the way. Just trying to think. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e1, bishop takes, doesn't work. I just wish I had somewhere else to put this. Okay. We could undevelop the knight to e8, but that's extremely passive, and they can't really shut down the diagonal, I guess. We can play knight to e. I see it's given away. That's giving away the knight, though. I'm just not really feeling that knight. Suppose we give away the knight, but we win the knight back with a fork. We can take it with, that's the thing, if we go knight to h5, take with the queen, no. Take here, queen moves, takes, queen takes. We can't come back in there because the queen will be controlling that diagonal. Okay. Here, here, here could be good, I think. Okay, let's just try it. I think we can re-maneuver the knight to c7 and then into e6, which isn't amazing, but it is what it is. King. Okay, we have check with the queen on b6. Queen b6 check. Bishop goes back. Bishop takes. c3. Doesn't work. Queen takes. Okay, let's try it. We go here, and then we can go. Don't want to bring the bishop out necessarily. Okay, let's get the queen out of the firing line. Bishop back. Thinking if we go knight here, bishop here, knight takes here. He has to take here because the bishop will have lost its support. Okay, I think we need to play a little bit quicker. Okay, he takes. Okay. Let's take the queen. Yeah. Perfect. Now, there is nowhere that he can move the dark square bishop. That's the thing. I've seen this move, but there is nowhere that he can move that bishop that is advantageous to him. Let's get our bishop out into play. We are way behind on time. Way behind. Sure, I think this just loses a pawn. What are you trying? Rook here. That's okay. We can just take this pawn, I think. now whenever he moves the bishop. If he moves the bishop to c1 now, that's sneaky. That's sneaky. Okay, he doesn't do it. Targets the rook. But now I think we can just play e6, kind of ugly, but we're in control of opening up the diagonal. Right? I think we just play e6. Now whenever he plays bishop 2. Oh, okay. We could sack the rook. Okay. e6. Now he can play. And our queen will be trapped. Interesting. I think we need to sack the rook. Right? Take the pawn, sack the rook. We could sack the bishop first. Right? We need to take the pawn, sack the rook. I think. Because, well, no, hold on. If we move the rook, no, same problem. They're there. Okay. Our queen is going to get trapped. I think we sack the rook. And his king, CFD, is what's going to save us, I think. We're going to bank in on the fact that we're up 2 pawns. Are we? Yes, we're up 2 pawns. He can take the rook. Okay, he takes. Okay. If we push this pawn, first, because if we play knight to d6, he'll take the bishop. He'll bring the bishop back to d4. We can kick it away. And then it goes back to e2. Okay, goes back to e2. Then if we push f3, bishop takes, pawn takes. Okay, let's get our pieces a little bit better coordinated. Let's go here. We don't have too many squares. We can play queen to d3. Let's try queen to d3. d3, queen to e3, queen to c2, and then we have a mate threat, takes and mate. Okay, I'm going to try this, it's very risky. Bishop takes. Okay. There. Okay, let's take it. He's going to play rook to to f3 to attack the queen again. I would imagine. Okay. I can see you can win that pawn. Do I care? Do I care? Takes. Takes. Here. It's almost made. Okay. We're down in exchange for a pawn. Bishop takes. He doesn't have to take, is the thing. I think he's looking to play bishop to Bishop takes. I'm gonna try it. This is super risky. We're just batting on the king being completely exposed. Okay, takes the pawn. Am I missing something? Okay. Let me move. Okay. Think carefully. Okay, now we are going to lose. I've got a lot of material here. We're going to lose the rook, I think. Okay. If only I could get my knight to there. I'm just going to move this here, get a favorable position for the but make no mistake, we are lost. last trick. Okay. Bishop to c3. Takes. There. Oh, here. I'm kind of screwed, right? Still forgot about that move. That sucks. And that is mate. There. Yeah, GG. Good game from our opponent. Very good game. Not that there's anything could have done at that stage. Okay. We lost 83 rating points. That'll put us down to 1843, I believe. Okay, let's have a look at the game. Let's disconnect the board. Turn it off here. I believe. Hold on. Yeah, it's off. Okay. The English, which transitioned into the main line of the Marózcy Bind. Yeah, our opponent played 99% accuracy. Okay. Huh. 99% accuracy. Okay. I mean, maybe we just made really bad moves and it was easy, but not a single mistake, no inaccuracies, no blunders, nothing. Dreadsy, The when you I bought the pre-sale board, and you got 4 extra bases with it, just in case it did fail. And some people have had some small sort of failures there, but I'm pretty sure you can just buy the bases from Chestnut like pretty easily, and I don't think they're that expensive. But I haven't looked at it myself to make sure of that. But yeah, I do know what you mean. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of moving parts. A lot of points of potential failure. But I'm not too worried about it just yet. They are pretty simple as well. It's just 2 wheels and a battery and a little thing. So I can't imagine, even if you're buying them from Chestnut, that they're going to be all that dear. Repairs could be very expensive. They're pretty fantastic. We use a bit of work too. Probably the next version of the Chess-Up will be superb. Yeah, possibly. I've never used the Chess-Up stuff, but you know, people say good things about them. Anyway, our opponent here played perfectly, like 99% perfectly. I mean, let's go through it. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. We've all played a perfect game. Yeah, that's 13 move game. Yeah, if it's a really, really short game, like you're like, okay, fine, fair enough, that can happen. This was 32 moves. It's not the longest game of all time, I guess, but their account is 2 years old. 1500 rapid, 450 blitz, under 800 bullet. Okay. Let's have a little look-see at the account. Okay. Yeah, you and me both. Now the difference is obviously that Magnus's opponents are going to be playing much better moves than I did. But yeah, you're right. But like, let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. They have won the last 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, 8, 9. They've won the last 9 games that I've seen there. When was their last loss? When was their last? Still going. Still going. Do they lose games? Have they ever lost a game? Did I just play Magnus? Like, what is... Okay. They lost a game 3 weeks ago to in Classical with a pretty big 13 move game. Okay. Huh? What? You take with the pawn. Okay. I mean, yeah, their opponent misses queen takes g2. Okay. Fine. Brings the queen out to protect the pawn when he could have castled. Suppose he's looking to play d4. Doesn't play it. Okay. Do not tell me they castle into this. Really? This is the person we just played? They had 32 minutes on the clock when they played this move. This is who we just played? By the way, curious that the top first move on LiChess is c4. No. Sorry, look at the start of this game. Like, what is this? This is just losing immediately. I know they're saying they can take the knight, but queen takes g2. I mean, the opponent misses this, okay, but it's not just stopping using it for one move. Like, they just didn't have it on in this game. I cannot believe that they castled kingside here. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely leaning towards that, but I want to go through the game first just to see the frequency of top moves, because what I'll be interested to see is if the knight to c2 move is like one of the top suggestions, because it's not a very common move that I've seen in the Marózcy Bind. Mostly because people want to play b3 and then you want to support the knight. You want to play queen d2 and rook to c1 to support the knight on c3. Anyway, that's something else. Okay. And then it's all wins. Now the thing is that of all the time controls to cheat in, classical's a weird one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry, I didn't even look at the graph. You're talking about the graph up here. Yeah. I mean, the account is like 2 years old, 2.5 years old, but they only really started playing, when was this? December 2025. Okay. I mean, what's this? Puzzles? They were doing puzzles here. They did play must have played a classical game a couple of years ago. Yeah, I know. It's funny, right? It's an old account, like it's 2 years old, so it kind of gives you the confidence. Okay, you know, this person's been around for a little while. Hopefully, they're not a cheater. They played one classical game, it seems. Let's stretch this back. Oh no, sorry, they did have. Whoops, that was my bad. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it seems like they've had this account for a while, but then maybe didn't play here for a long time. And then they started using this account 3.5 weeks ago. And I mean, it's possible that they just got way better in this amount of time. The numbers below. Oh, right, okay. Okay, let's go. Loss. These are all rated. No, these are all rated, man. Lost 3 weeks ago. These losses are all 3 weeks old. Wait, I'm going to get your chat up on the main screen here. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, I mean, like I definitely am. I think we're all leaning in the same direction. Um, and look at all the losses. 13, loss we just looked at 13 moves. This lost 13 moves. This lost 3 moves. 3 moves. Well, yeah, I think the shortcut thing is definitely true. Look, look, 13 moves, 13 moves, 3 moves. Okay, this one's 22. Fair enough. That's fine, but that's a little weird. So yeah, they were playing 3 months ago, and you know what? Let's look at all the games. I just want to see. Say we have our game there. Okay, let's say we got that. They won this in 13 moves. Yeah, I know, man. I know it's crazy. It's like how do you play that well positionally in the game we just played? But in some of those games, like you make complete basic errors. Weird. See, that's the thing. Once you cheat like that, once you okay, here's one 54 moves. Let's see what and there's computer analysis available. It's already been analyzed. Same kind of graph, though, right? 98%. No, not even one inaccuracy. Yeah. That's what I'm doing now. I'm at 98% on this one, okay? And I want to find like longer games, right? I want to find longer games. 25 moves is possible. 13 moves. 22. Let's find another long one. 38. Okay, let's check this one. Checkmated, resigned. But let's see. 38 moves. Computer analysis available. I find it hard to believe that nobody else. Oh, they did make one blunder. Okay, they want a piece somewhere. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this is getting a little boring. But I'll look at one more. 37. Okay, let's look at it. All of these have been... Okay, this person just seems to have made an early blunder. That's fair enough. But again, 99% accuracy. Yikes. Where did the blunder happen? Yeah, that's just a free piece, right? Don't do. Okay, he was hoping to get a pin. That can be... Okay. Okay. Now it's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, well, we'll look at our game. Look at our game. So, yeah, I know, man. It's crazy. It's impossible. It's impossible, but let's have a look and see how Stockfish beat us, most likely. Okay. All right. So, okay, second choice, same thing. E4, top. Okay, well, this is just an opening. This can happen. Okay, here, E3, yep. It'll be more some of these other moves. We should have played A5 immediately. Okay, lesson learned. We should have played knight takes. Interesting. C2 is the top move. It's the top move. I have never seen someone play this before in my life. In my life, we played correctly. Okay. Ah, I see. We went E5. Is E5 okay? E5's okay. It's not quite as good as going to A5 to accomplish the same thing. But it's the reason I didn't want to do that is because my plan was to bring the queen out here, which turns out to be a mistake. Okay, we should have played C6 immediately. Yeah. Because I didn't see this idea until after. And I guess what this does is, I mean, I guess he can play the bishop here, he can play the bishop here, and then f4. Oh, sorry, dude. Let me see if I can fix the stream. All right, hold on. Hey, let me know if this happens, because it seems to be okay at the start of the stream and then just kind of gradually does this as the stream gets longer. But I mean, it's saying in OBS everything's fine. Let me check. Oh, not, oh. Okay, hold on. Let's restart the stream. Ah, thanks very much. That's great. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Even in OBS, it does tell you the dropped frames, but it says dropped 1.4% of frames. But maybe that's just over the course of the whole stream. Yeah, do let me know if it cuts out again. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh, the board is a little bit cut off. Oh, that's just because I've been scrolling. I'm just scrolling up and down, that's why. But my bad. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen, I mean, it's possible that that's just theory, I guess, right? Right? If we play correctly. H3, second move. B3, A6. That was a bad move. Okay, so we shouldn't have played this. What we should have played was C6, targeting this immediately. Presumably this induces F3, preventing this, at least for the moment. Ah, and now we can jump in here because this has been cut off. Interesting. H5, E1, D7 here, presumably, D1. Oh, we can't sack this knight because now we can win this knight. Okay, didn't see that, but we can start to chip away at the pawns, and this is a pawn sack, which they shouldn't accept. In fact, they can take it with the knight, and why don't they? Why don't they? Because you can't take this back, you lose a piece. Yeah, no worries, man, no worries. I should be here for a little while longer. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you can't take it there, but can you take it with... No, again, these knights are hanging, so you cannot take that. So you're going to get one of the knights out of there. Takes. 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 This looks scary. This looks scary. Okay. B5, C1, A5, C2, takes, takes, E5. Damn. Okay. Okay, just gonna see if we can fix the YouTube. I don't know if that is gonna work or not. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. We should have just immediately targeted this pawn. It gets this knight out, opens up the bishop. Okay. This was basically the start of our mistakes. So c6 was correct. e8 was the correct move. Wow, okay. Okay. e6 to stop this. Okay. This doesn't hurt us. But this isn't good. We just got to go right back immediately. Even still, just get out of there. h5 is good. e6 is good. b6, queen to b6. Okay. d8. Just to pick up. Okay. That was a terrible move. Okay, I thought I was being cute. f3 was the move. f3. d5. Here. Here.